Hi guys, so I am out walking again, but this time practice with my hiking bag. We're in a forest close to where we live, and there's traffic right next to, but it's a good practice. Anyway, talking about periods and that, two things right now. One is to help with periods, even though you don't want to do exercise, just walking around like this I find is a really good option, because the more you exercise, the less blood you'll actually give out. So for those that bleed a lot, if you can get yourself to it, extra exercise, it's awesome. But of course, if you're also laying on the sofa almost screaming because of pain, I get that one too. So when out hiking, when I want to think about my period, well, I don't use one-time single-use things anymore. It's a waste of money, waste of resources, and frankly unhealthy for my body. So instead, I use the cup sometimes, and period pads, and period undies, which I find undies are good for like the night, for when you're going to change into nightwear anyway, and then period pads really good for the daytime, because then you can fast change it in place without it being too where you have to like take all your clothes off and all that to change it. And then the cup, basically just a good extra, especially if you're a heavy bleeder, because that gives some safetiness, but also so if you do bleed a lot and through a lot, then hopefully you won't get on your sleeping bag, because it's easier to wash clothes than sleeping bags. Trust me, been there, done that. Yeah. So fresh air, try to force yourself out walking. Now, if you have a husky, that helps a lot. Right now we're training to hike, brooking. So I'm doing this, I've done this walking with him the last week or so, where we've gone up a few kilometers per day. So my body is kind of getting in the rhythm of walking far with him. But this might be TMI for some, but I can get very painful periods, and this time it is heavy on me, in the sense that periods is where your body is bleeding just from the inside out instead of the outer skin out, and that does of course that you lose blood, and losing blood means losing iron, which means you can get dizzy, you can get unwell, which is also why it's important to eat stuff like chocolate and that. So allow yourself to eat chocolate and licorice, because that's really good for you during your period, and it helps also the mood period, and the sugar gives you energy for your body to keep going, because it is a heavy not warm but heavy time for your body. I mean, it's literally doing a spring clean, just monthly clean, so it needs some extra energy those times. And as you've seen in the video before, these days I focus on eating things with chia seeds in, because they are really good for your body, especially women who bleed a lot. So up until my period, I have an app, I'll show you in a bit, and it tells you how soon your period will come. So it warns you like 2 days before something. And at that point, I start focusing on eating a lot of meat. I don't eat beef. I eat mainly pig and chicken, because that's what I prefer. But eat a lot of meat, a lot of chia seeds, and and chocolate to help the mood, so that it will help the mood with the period and the PMS, but also to just, it'll give you something your body needs. So in Denmark, leverpastej, as you could see in the video, is very popular. It's one of the most, known things you put on sandwiches and bread. So that's meat, and there's most likely some iron in there. So put that in, and I had also some sausage today. I don't usually eat the sausage, but I needed some extra solid food, and as I said, being on your period, you need a bit extra, or you need a lot extra. So be kind to yourself. So just gonna paint my face. See? 16-minute walk. Not bad. You can barely see it. There you go. My hand is freezing from filming. Yeah. Well. I'm gonna carry on longer for this walk because now I'm out. Also, like I said, I've been training so that we can walk much further. So my legs are getting in it, and the more I do it, the more my body will be better. And you're probably thinking, well, why are you doing it on your period? Well, I want to do it, challenge myself to do it the days where I feel the worst and on my period, because then I know when I'm out there that I've already done it, so I can do whatever. So like, also, what if I get a bad stomach while I'm out camping? Well, then still go out on days where it's just a normal practiced hour walk with a dog with a bad stomach, to see how will we do this when we get out there, and maybe you can call home, but it's not as easy and it's not as fun, because it's like a victory that you have been able to get that far. It's really getting dark now. The sun's just gone down half an hour ago. So, but yeah, me in the future will talk further to you. Bye. Morning, folks. So it is 20 to 9. I'm not going to work today. It's Wednesday, which is very nice. So earlier I talked about that with eating meat and chia seeds, but also another good thing is eggs. So I'm right now going to make some soft-boiled eggs for myself for this morning, and some toast with butter on, and then I'm going to make some pulled chicken for this afternoon, evening. I'm going to show you how to do it, or how I do it, whichever one. Oh, I have sleep in my eyes still. So, yep. Okay, so start with 2 eggs. I got an egg cooker because we eat a lot of eggs. Michael especially eats a whole lot of eggs every week. So we got an egg cooker to make it easier. This is a newer one we got in secondhand. It's for 8 eggs. So poke a hole in it and the flat part. Sorry. And then have the hole upwards. Here. There you go. Fill this with water. Oh, don't overfill it like I'm about to do. I'm gonna just move this. There we go. Sometimes you need to wipe off the frame because a lot of the egg residue from overcooking and cooking will make it get stuck, since egg is a good natural glow. I mean, you use egg whites for raw icing and that, and eggs is what put a bread dough together. Oh, crap. 2 seconds, I just made a library book wet. reading this. It's called Wolf Time. It's a crimi. And I have no idea. There we go. Okay. So it should be turned up on the main, which it is. Wobble, wobble, wobble. And then you can come over here. And it has programs, so it has one not cooked, half cooked, fully cooked. I like mine softball, but I don't want the egg whites to be too undercooked. So I'm going to put it just over like that, I think. So, you can see. And I'll see how that goes. So you turn it on, put the lid on. The lid needs the holes to be on the inner side, but it's going to come with steam, so I actually sometimes gently, so I don't spill the water, move it out so the steam comes away from this, so we don't damage that, because we don't want to do that. So that's the first part of my breakfast. Second part is tea. So I get a kettle. I have this big teapot, so with my tea leaves in, and I can have about 1 litre, so I'm going to cook, I'm getting a bowl just so on 1 litre, but it's a green tea I'm having right now, so just zoom out a bit. There we go. It's a green tea I'm having right now, and they shouldn't boil, so I'm going to put it on a 70. We have one of those where you can control the temperature. So yeah, put that on 70. Okay, and now, while that cooks, to the chicken. So this is our pressure cooker, and the pot's not there because we just used it. So I believe it's in the dishwasher. Yes, it is. That was nice. So I'm just gonna wash this up, and then I'll show you later. Okay, so I'm back. Now, you dry the inside, or the outside I mean, of it. However, don't need to dry the inside because we're going to put water in there with the chicken. So, I'm going to put that over here. And then, my tea. So, the tea I've got, just going to get this one to work with me and not against me. Sorry for all the noise. So I just bought a new tea, and it is 4 parts ginger, apple and licorice, 2 parts lemon and mint. It's really good. So this one I don't remember how it is, so I'm actually just gonna reuse it. However, I'm gonna what do you call it? Put a little bit extra in just to give it some extra. Yeah. It up. And it's so important in your period to keep yourself hydrated. So spoil yourself if you have difficulty staying hydrated, and find something that makes it easy for you. So if I had difficulty right now staying hydrated, because the tea helps me stay motivated, and I know 1 pot is 1 litre, so I know if I just drink 2-3 pots of tea a day or something, I'd be fine. But another way I do is I lost the bottle I was going to show you, but not this one, but I have a normal ½ litre bottle, and hot water in it, and then like 4 squeezes of lemon juice from a lemon container, and that gives it kind of a lemonade taste, so you don't get that horrible water taste, and that will both give you a bit of electrolytes, you'll need a bit of sugar in it to get more, but electrolyte, and it gives a good taste, so it's easy for you to drink it. So there are 2 easy ways to drink more liquid. A bottle of cold water with lemon juice and maybe a teaspoon or 2 of honey. Then it'll be an electrolyte drink and easier for you to take. And tea. And if you find tea is difficult, then also put some more honey in. It'll help it extra and it'll be still natural, which is what I'm focusing on. Anyway, so we leave this for a few minutes and then we go over to the meaty meat. Okay, so it's the meaty meat. This is why you shop at sale. We got these. Kilo price normally is over 100 krona. We got them for 60 krona per kilos, 20 krona per pack, 290 grams. And they're inner fillets, they're not breasts, so they are smaller, but that means they cook faster. And with making pulled anything or long cook anything, it's nice. So it doesn't have to cook for 12 hours, it can cook for 6 or something. So what I'm going to do first is actually just put a little dash of cold water in. Just enough to fill the bottom, like kind of the sauce soupiness. I'm going to open this. I'm going to try and open this. Let me get a spoon. There we go. And then we just pour it in. Bubble. My little big onion in that. I'm just going to wash my hands first because that was wonky. Oh, it's my dehydrator. Okay, we start off with the onion, but this onion has gone hard. So just yesterday, I made my own dehydrated onion. Basically just normal organic onion from the shop. Cut it up and dehydrated it. That's why there's a bit of shelling. I don't want that, I just want the pepper. I didn't sift it, so it's not that fine. So, onion gives a really good taste. I'm going to give a good tablespoon or 2. 1.5 tablespoons. And I'll just refill this. Actually, I think I'll wash it first. So the new and the old just mix. We'll say just going to get this old one. There we go. And you can see the light difference because I dehydrated the other ones a bit too high a temperature. So that's the old one. That's the new one. And it's the same thing. I just dehydrated it warmer than the other. Okay. So I don't want to make it too spicy. So I'm going to put some egg honey in. No idea what that is in English. Just a little bit. Like putting muscat nut in, but that is quite spicy, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit there. Let's see what else. Need the black pepper and then some cinnamon. And black pepper. Not too much again. I don't want it to be too spicy, otherwise I won't eat it really. I would have put some red onion and garlic in, especially a little bit of red onion, but we're out of that and I haven't dehydrated them yet. Okay, so this is a lot of chicken. Just bring the camera over to me. Yeah. So a good portion salt. There we go. Okay. And then make it into a little slurpiness. Mix. They really don't want to listen to me. Oh, I'm going out with my bit hands. So it's really good mix. We don't want the spices to be on top because then they'll just get extra strong in place and that. But look at that nice layer. Beautiful. Okay, now I've got dirty hands, so. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna, oh, my eggs are ready. Gonna dry the bottom of this. Yeah, I'm coming. Put in the cooker. Oops, sorry. Plug the shit in. Okay. Would you stop complaining? I have a lot of noisy things beeping at me at once for no reason. Oh, they have a reason, but yeah. There we go. That's all settled in there. Put the cook on top. I put it on slow cook. There you go. 6 hours. What time is it? It is 9 o'clock. Well, it could be nice for an afternoon thing. So, yeah, let's go 6 hours. And we'll see how it is in 6 hours. Is this one bad or good? I sometimes overspice it, so. You know, my eggs and my tea should be ready. So with my tea, I let it drip for a bit. While it's dripping, I get my bread and I cut it off in half so I can toast it. And as I said earlier, this is with chia seeds. A lot of them. It's nice. Oh, and take this ceramic knife. They are really good for chopping. And they are so-called disinfectant or antibacterial. So basically, you technically just wipe it off with water and it should be fine. Get into that. As usual. I would do it generally, but not if I just dealt with meat. Okay, so while that's toasting, I take this and I put in my cute little glass cup. Look, ain't that just cute? Nice little one. And I bought it for the usage of soya when I eat rice and soya. So I'm just gonna wipe all these spices away because I don't want clots in my tea. Rinse the lid. Away. There we go. My teacup's already in the living room, so that should be fine. And my eggs, they were done. I'm gonna go and rinse them in cold water. Haha, that's hot. Now to save water, you could do like this. And why do you want to put them when they're soft boiled like this? because otherwise they'll keep cooking and become hard boiled. And well, I don't want that. Hard boiled for me is for sandwiches. Keep putting in my hand. Yeah, temperature's coming back now. There we go. We got them. Then we can put these somewhere else. Put this back so it's all nice tidy, ready for next use. And that one. And what? Voila. You're gonna wipe these down. Just with a normal. Oh! I think that's the one that fell down for me because that was soft. I didn't get an egg holder for that, and that was my toast, so I'll go and get that. May I just say that this is very hot? Okay. Butter and have it in a container because it's so soft. Alright, I have liver pate. Ooh, I'm going to put liver pate on one of them. Now this is very Danish. So we have Sønderjysk, spypølse, basically the area where we are in right now, and the spypølse of it. I'm not going to put that on bread, just going to eat this as a snack next to because it's good and it's meaty. And then this is the leather pate, and it's from a good farm. Good lay on there. There we go. And those are ready. Okay, and now I do something else. Because we got the one with the butter on, I'm going to sprinkle, because of the last bread, I'm going to sprinkle the chia seeds down onto it. You can see there's a whole lot of them. There we go. Then the rest I'll just wipe down the floor because then I can take it with the vacuum cleaner later. Okay, there we go. So I've got our food. Got a spoon for the eggies. Got a tea. Yeah. So that's my right now breakfast. Well, mine is that I don't eat those. Yeah. We have an annoying visitor, Max, and things fell down, and what does he do? He doesn't run up, he just lays there and hides, and I'm like, move it. So I, silly Billy. So, more things about period. 1, heating up the body. And why this is important is actually quite simple. See, our bodies, when they are cold, like, they go like hard. So when you're on your period, I cannot get this one straight. Oh, when we're on our periods, if we're cold, it's going to be like this, and it's going to hurt so much worse. Kind of like when you have a sore muscle, or when you're really cold, if you tighten up when you're really cold, it's going to be even longer before you feel warm again. You have to relax and then do things. So on your period, one of the best tips is to heat up. I don't have it on me. I have this like water bottle balloon thing where I add hot water to it. Otherwise I have a heating pillow. And otherwise, if you like out camping, you can actually put water in this that's hot. But depending on what plastic it is, some can handle up to 60 degrees, some up to 70, some up to, yeah, I don't know. But so my suggestion is, if you're out camping, heat up just enough for what you would consider a nice warm bath of temperature. That will be between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius, and it should be able to be handled. You can see if the bottle can't handle it by it starting to shrink in and melt. But yeah, this one has had plenty of 60 and I think 70 degree temperatures, so it's still fine. And the lemon drink I was talking about before, that's this one. This is from yesterday from work, so I stayed hydrated because that was also difficult. And then relax. So with heat on your belly, and well, anywhere you're cold, so you relax. And then also I often lay on the sofa or lay in bed because your body's working very hard right now and you just want to chill. Now the question is, do I lay like that all day? No. I have to work too. I work 6.5 hours a day. So in those times, I take it easy. When I'm at work, I work in a fridge. I am a shop assistant, so I go between a 15-20 degree temperature to a 3 degree temperature, and then every so often to a -18 degree temperature in one day. And so if I get really cold, I have thick socks with me to change into. I have a leather vest that I also wear on the walk over and home from work. And I have a big blue scarf that I can have on my neck, but actually instead I swing it in under my trousers so it keeps it warm there. And then I have some long ski top that I could also put. So I have loads to heat me up if I need it. And then we have free hot chocolate and coffee and whatnot, and hot tea, hot water over at work. So I can take what I need from there. And I work in a store, so if I really need something, I can just go and buy it fast, which is really convenient for me, especially when I'm on my period or something and I'm feeling nauseous and I don't know what I want. And usually I don't want to buy too much candy. There's too many sweets because I don't want too much sugar in that. But sometimes you need that sugar, you need that chocolate for helping your mood up with your period. But also mint. Like, mint is nice, refreshing and relaxing and takes nausea. I don't have mint on me as a basis, so I can just go over and buy some mint and I can go around my day sucking on mint pestils or something like that while working. And that's very nice. And my work is a very nice, calm environment. So like the last few days, I bought these. Just something nice, sugary, and it wasn't special offer. And the last 2 days I've been walking around sucking on these at work. So I gave one to one of my colleagues And I asked one of my bosses if he wanted one, he didn't. But yeah, we also share snacks and so on. So it's very nice at work. I think that was pretty much it, other than the pulled chicken. Yeah. Another thing is, like I said earlier on the walk, that we should stop using disposable items. And it is not me trying to tell you what to do in the sense that I want to stop ruining the world and that. It's more selfish than that. Tea. Pretty much every product we have for our bodies that don't go in our bodies, like creams and that do. Toilet paper and period pads, for example, they have bleach, which is why they're white. I don't want to put bleach near or in my body. If you want to think of tampons, just the thought of it, that something that's supposed to help my or make life easier for me has some bleach in it. I mean, if you just open a bottle of bleach, the smell of it and what that thing can do, you should not go uncovered with it. I mean, is there direct bleach in the product? No, but it's been cleaned that way to make it look whiter because we like white and so on. Stupid things. But also when it comes to tampons, it's been known that tampons, if you leave them in too long, it can be very unhealthy for you. You can easily get infection, and what do you call it? Nothing like a good morning cup of tea. What was I saying? Tea distracted me. It sucks the blood in. I mean, it's basically cotton in a bullet thing. It sucks the blood in, but that does that. It can really leave you dry down there, especially if you go from being a heavy bleeder to a light bleeder in a matter of days. Then you have to adjust from having a very thick one to having a very thin one, or not having a tampon up there. So that's why I find the cup is better. Also, it's so much cheaper. I mean, I think I've used between 1 and 1.5 thousand krona. I don't know what that is in dollars or wherever people are. On all my products, minus 1 or 2 things that I was given. That money is going to last me the next 5-10 years, depending on how well I take care of things. I mean, I started this zero waste journey for a long time ago, and that's where I got to know about these things. And one of the reasons why I went into zero waste and this was because we have so little money. I mean, the thought of having to buy shampoo every month and pads every month and that, I couldn't, because we didn't even have money for food. So how would you do that? So I was very blessed to have some family that also was interested in the same things as me, who sent me a parcel with different things in. One of them were a period pad, or a set of period pads. And that just changed the whole thing out, because also with everything that's in the single use, it goes up in your body. With these, it's just a layer of waterproofing, and then it's cotton, and then it's maybe a layer on top of something to make it look nice or whatever. That's it. That's all it is. So it has leak proof, it has suction, and then it has comfortability. That's all that's in. And then it's clipsy. I hate single-use ones because their wings have plastic, or not even the ones with wings, all of them have this plasticky stickiness. And maybe TMI, but try and have that on when you're on your period. that get stuck to either your hairs or your skin. Ow! That really, really hurts. And you start walking funny too. So since I changed into pads and that, I've just had a much less stressful period and a cheaper one. I have not, since I got all those things, had to really buy anything. I think I've bought 1 or 2 pairs of period pants since, because of course you do try out, and then when you really get to know, okay, I really like this, then you buy more and so on, so it fits your cycle, because some bleeds more than others than that. And that's also what's great with it. I mean, even the period undies, you have I think a thong version. Yeah, a thong version for when you're bleeding, which is crazy, but some people want that. Thong version for like light bleeding, and then you can have like granny pant version of heavy bleeding. You can also have a medium bleeding of normal, oh, I don't remember what they call them, but those undies that like stop up by the leg part thing and don't go all the way down. So you have different styles of them, different colors of them, and different thickness compared to how much you bleed. And the great thing is, let's say you buy a heavy flow, so heavy bleeding undie. Well, when you start your period, if you bleed a lot, then you still got it. But then if you barely bleed at the end, there's nothing wrong with it, because nothing's going to suck you dry down there. And the same with the cup. A cup literally just collects the blood. It's not going to suck any dryness. So your pH, what do you call it? Value down in your private, which is different from everywhere else in your body, and its dampness and dryness and everything else is going to stay the same. So you won't have uncomfortabilities there. If you still do have a lot of uncomfortabilities down there, see a doctor. Because funny enough, even though periods hurt, they shouldn't hurt that much. So if you lay down in a baby position, or if you fall down out of pain, you should go to the doctor. So rather go to the doctor too much than too little. And I know it's easier said than done, especially in Denmark where it's free. But nothing's free if your body goes so bad that yeah, you suddenly have to pay extra for heavy bleeding and that. But yeah, so with periods, heat in your body, a lot of liquid, things with iron and so on, like meat and that, and then have some nice comfortable padding and so on. And also this padding, period pads and period undies, you can make them yourself, and you can actually get people to make them for you. They've started a lot of people to both give lessons around definitely Denmark, but also you can just order online. Like I think Etsy, you can buy on Etsy too. So you can have, instead of places making it, you can have people make it with a design that you want and with a thickness you want and style, and that, so it really just gets to what you like. And I would say a period pad in Denmark costs probably between I don't know, it's probably changed price, but between 150 and 300 krona per either it's per piece or per pack. And packs come between in 3 and 5, I believe. So, in theory, if you're not a heavy bleeder, you shouldn't need more than 3-4 packs. And when I say packs, they both come in long night versions, but they also come with small ones for, like, also with just leaks. If you have a bit of a leak down there when you're not on your period, you can also buy these small fabric ones for that. And also they're so thin, so they're easy to wash and so on. I'm very thirsty. So I think that's that for now. I'm gonna enjoy my breakfast, my tea, and my book. So yeah. And then you will get to see how it went with my pulled chicken here. Yes. Hello, the pulled pork is ready. So there's no pressure in apparently. There we go. And I got a wooden spoon with a nice long pin. You can turn on the light, see if that helps. It doesn't do squat. Then I'm going to squeeze down on the chicken. And just stir it. Oops. And try not to splatter hot juice on yourself. There we go. Okay. Then I take a little piece and try it. Okay. One of the better ones. And there you go. There's some more meat that's easy to make for when you're on your period. So, yep. Now what I didn't mention was what I eat it with. I either eat it with, well, you can eat it with rice and soya or sauce, or you can have potatoes with it, where you could technically cook the potatoes in there if you want. But sometimes I'm just lazy, and so I take it up and just put it in a bowl, and then I just eat it pure. Try with the spoon instead, see if it goes any faster. Yeah. And there's some more for later and for Michael. Cool. So I'm gonna leave these here so we can serve ourselves easily. Put the lid back on. And it will keep it warm for, I don't know how long, but definitely do that. So we can come back and eat nice warm chicken for the next many hours. So, yep. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Periods, menstruation.
Yeah.
From a man's perspective, you are very, what do you call it?
Not normal.
Non-stereotypical guy.
Yeah.
So, do you have any good, like, tips on what men should do, what they could do, or anything like that to make a woman's life easier? And also maybe mindsets too, because mindsets can help a lot.
Yeah, let's first talk about the mindset. Hey, buddy.
Okay, I'm just gonna put you on a stand still, so I'm not a shaky brat. So 2 seconds, people. Okay. So, attitude or mindset for men.
Yeah. First off, two apparent myths that flows around in society, which is absolutely ridiculous and completely out of knowledge. One, period is not like when women need to pee. They can't just hold it in. It doesn't work like that. And I can't believe I have to say that, but I've heard that from some men that apparently were...
I've heard it too.
So, I'm not going to put the fault completely on them, but apparently we're so uneducated. So the first thing you can do to help not just your partner when you get at that age, but also basically help girls in school so that you don't seem like an ignorant asshole, is if you don't feel comfortable enough to ask your mom about it, even though, trust me, she'll tell you everything you need to know, no matter how weird it sounds.
Depends on her age, I'd say.
Your mom?
No. some mothers, with how they were raised, they don't talk about any of that at all. So
True.
it depends.
But the first thing you can do is
try to actually
educate yourself. And through doing that, the second mentality you need to have, it's a natural thing occurring. It's not gross, it's not weird, it's not a mysterious thing whatsoever. It's a natural human bodily function. So it's perfectly normal to educate yourself on that one. And don't listen to what stereotypical bullshit men says. They don't know anything. Trust me. I've heard everything there is, and they're about as stupid as it comes. Now, to what you can do to help them. First of all, make sure they know that, again, it's not something to be embarrassed about. It's something that happens to them at a certain age. Some women it happens to earlier, some it happens to later, but it will happen to everybody. And trust me, if it doesn't happen, something's wrong.
Also how regular we can be.
Yeah, but that's also, again, individual. I mean, some women, they are straight on the day, and some women, they are, give or take, a few days.
No, actually, some can be so irregular, they might have maybe once or twice a year, that's it.
True.
So,
But, again, it will come.
Anyway, the point isn't that, the point is what to do when it is there.
Yeah. So when it comes, and for a lot of girls, especially when it just comes, it will be a surprise for them. And if they haven't been taught by their mom, they will be confused, they will be scared, they will be embarrassed. Make sure they feel comfortable with it. And to any guys who faints at the sight of blood, don't worry, it's not because you're weak, it's a mental condition. I got a friend of mine who has that too. He's about as strong as it gets, but one drop he faints like a sack of potatoes. So if you get told by other guys it's because you're weak, no, again, they're uneducated, they're just trying to act tough, they don't know shit. Education is not a bad thing in this case, it's actually the best thing you can do, because the more knowledge you have about it, the less weird it is. Now, are you gonna say, Phil, in this video what it actually is, or should I do that?
Well, actually, what do you mean? What the video's about?
No, what period actually is.
Oh, no, that's another video. This
Okay.
is just tips.
Okay, just to know what to say.
Kind of, when I just had my period in the last few
Okay.
months, what to make me comfortable and so on, or do you run away, or
Okay.
go on a hotel and not give a shit about me?
Okay. Well, for when it first starts to happen to girls, all you have to do is simply just make it comfortable. For some girls, it can really hurt. Other girls, they won't touch them really.
Can't find my slippers. My feet are cold.
What's new?
Oh.
But when you go to college, that's a whole different matter. If you have female friends at that point that you're close with, actually the best thing you can do is, if you have any kind of rucksack you carry with you on a daily basis, which you, depending on what country you're in and what you do at college, you probably will. Frankly, have some one-time use period pads with you, or tampon with you. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but trust me, if you have a female friend you're close with, she will love you for it. And I'm not talking about emotional, I'm talking about you'll be one of her best friends ever, because you'll know what to do and you'll be supportive, and that'll mean the world to her.
Also within that, I've never experienced it myself, guys, doing that, but that for me also shows a huge respect compared to women and men, and the respect of the man understanding what's going on with the woman's body, that we're not
Exactly.
But
periods aren't a mysterious, disgusting thing. It's a natural human bodily function that has been put there so that she can be fertile for her future man.
That's not true.
It is one part true.
No. Pregnancy and period in itself are from God for two different reasons.
I know. I was trying to just put the anatomy part of it.
You continue.
But yeah. Again, I'm not gonna repeat myself on this one, but again, if you have a female friend you're close with, just could be good friends, best friends, whatever, and she gets a period, as she will, either have period stuff on you, know where it is, and be prepared to help her. And to guys who are married, how will you support your wife if she has a rough time, which she can have. Sometimes can be walk in the park. Some of them can be she feels like she gets kicked in her stomach on a regular basis.
I just remember I have woolly socks.
Of course. How you support her is basically just try to be there for her. She's not sick. She just looks like it.
But it hurts like son of a bitch like I'm sick.
Like I said. And it's the small things that counts here. Like for example, when Mariana has a bad one, filling up her water bottle, whether either hot or cold water, depending on what she feels she needs. It's a small thing, but it can help her tremendously.
Also because I don't have to use energy on it.
Yeah, make food for them. Give them the snack that sounds crazy that they want. Like, why would you want that? Like, because it's mental comfort. And if anything, it might be physical comfort too.
Yeah, I already talked about that with food.
Don't take her bullshit seriously. Like sometimes she might talk to you like you've done the worst possible thing. It's the pain talking. Don't take it seriously. You're gonna want to say, "Shut up, you bitch."
Just don't. I might cry.
Trust me, I've been there. And like she says, it's nothing serious. And if you try it, if you respond to that, you will make her cry about it. But pain makes people say some stuff they don't mean. As any military guy has been tortured, you'll what do you call it? You'll claim you're a fish if that's what it takes to get them to stop hurting you. Anyways, be there for them when they're down, and the small things matter. But the most important you can do from a man's perspective is educate yourself on what's going on with a female body, so that you don't become weird about it. It's not a gross thing. It can look gross because it's bloody. Sometimes it can be a literal bloody mess. Sometimes there can be hardly any blood. It's all different, and it's always different to who the woman is.
Also the pain level on each period and so on.
Exactly. Like sometimes it can be a walk in the park, you'll barely feel a thing. Other times it'll feel like somebody's kicking her stomach 24/7.
Or shooting it, or pulling a blade up there. Not to make it too visual, but yeah.
You failed that one.
I know.
But yeah, educating yourself and be supportive. And trust me, it's gonna be annoying sometimes. Been there. But it'll mean the world to her.
Another thing I find also that I rarely hear men do, again, this is from a non-stereotypical man's perspective, is something else Michael does is helps me clean up after myself, in the sense of some women, they do bleed through the bed and so on, and frankly, we're losing so much blood, and like I said earlier in the video, that we're losing so much, we barely have, we're so tired, we're losing iron and that, we're losing all this, we need extra in us, so eat the chocolate, eat the seeds and so on, but then also people like Michael that come along, and if you use menstrual undies or something like that, then they come along and rinse them for us and so on, and take care of it for us, because we're already fighting about. I mean, one thing's being pregnant where you have a baby growing in your body, the other one's your body's literally rinsing out and using so much blood. And anyone that knows the body knows if you lose a lot of blood, you can get really unwell. And we are losing a lot of blood. It's just not the, the cutting your body kind of blood.
Or social media wants it to be cultivated because you can't use actual words. Life juice.
That sounds really gross when you think about periods.
Not if you're a vampire.
Lovely. Thank you for that visual.
You're very welcome.
I didn't want that picture away.
Anyhow, to husbands, exactly what Mariana said. It's not gonna be for a few days at a time, but help her with the small things. Do the laundry with her period stuff if she uses reusable. Learn how to do it first of all. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I got. Now, if any guys have questions, you can ask them in the comments, and Mariana will ask them to me if you want a man's perspective, a non-stereotypical man. But other than that, that's all I got for this time.